The Mike Show presents Test Drive Interviews, brought to you by Billy Craft Honda in Lynchburg. Hey, it's Mike, and it's our latest test drive interview. We're out at Billy Craft Honda, checking out this sweet ride, checking out this great dealership, and Luke.
Yay.
How you doing, Luke?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thank you.
It's so good to see you. What are we going to be driving today?
We're going to be driving a 2020 Honda CR-V.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the reason I picked that out is there's a few changes for this year.
Yeah.
That I really think are going to matter to some folks and enjoy the car.
Very cool. We're looking forward to it on another edition of Test Drive Interviews. Well, Luke, tell us about this ride.
I'd be glad to. The 2020 CR-V is amazing. It's still a great ride, wonderful gas mileage, and Honda was able to do a few more very smart things to help out. Up front, there's a whole different fascia. It's a little less chrome involved, but the design's a little bit more aggressive, so the car looks a little bit better. As you walk around, you'll notice the fact that we've got some different wheels now also. A little bit different treatment on the wheels, so you can definitely tell a 19 from a 20. Same body structure along, all the safety still included. Back here at the rear, you've still got a very tidy rear end, and also the rear lower valance and fascia are a little different than last year. And they've also done some few smart things, I think, inside the car too. One of the small complaints from previous years was where the USB ports were located. They've taken those now out of the console, and they were right there at the top where it's very easy to get a hold of. They've also added a auto shut-off this year, so the car can shut off at lights to save fuel if you want it to, but you can turn that feature off as well.
This is just a tremendous vehicle. Every Honda that we have ever previewed has been just top notch, and this one is no exception. I love the leather interior. Very cool. And then you have all the all the tech features.
Correct.
And all your HVAC and everything is right there.
Right, very simple to control. Push one button and this screen comes up, so you can adjust where the air comes from. You can control the fan speed.
Really?
Or mechanically down here as well, or from the touch screen.
Really? From the touch screen now?
Yep. Dual climate control. You've got 3 levels of heat for the seats now, as opposed to just, it used to be high and low. Yeah. Now you got high, low, and medium.
Wait, that would be slightly warm, nice and toasty, and fry my buns.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And we've also added a feature this year. You'll see this on a lot of cars nowadays. It's an auto shut-off feature, so when the car is completely warmed up, when you come up to a stoplight, it will shut down.
Really?
Yes, it's not completely shutting itself down, and it'll restart just like that.
Okay.
It's not a fan favorite from a lot of folks just yet, so Honda does give you the option to turn that off.
Okay.
So when that light's off over here, it means the car will not shut off at a stoplight.
But ultimately, in a lot of stop-and-go traffic, especially in construction, that could be very helpful.
It could save you a little bit of fuel, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
In a town like Lynchburg, we're not horrible traffic, so it's not as big a deal, but it's a nice feature if you like it.
Test drive interviews, we're checking out this beautiful car, and we've got a great organization, CASA of Central Virginia. Kelly and Tim new to our test drive interview program. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going?
How are you guys doing?
We're great. How are you?
Just wonderful. So it's a new year, 2020. Big things planned. What does CASA need? Tell us about CASA first of all, Kelly, and what does CASA stand for?
Sure. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, and we advocate for children who are going through foster care or who are going through the court system, who have been abused and neglected. And we recruit, train, and support volunteers to be the voice of those children as they go through the court system.
All right. And this time of the year being that we're just coming into the new year, what does CASA need?
CASA always needs volunteers.
Okay.
We have about 81 children on a waiting list right now.
Okay.
So volunteers are always what we are in need of.
Wow. And Tim, what is your role with CASA?
So I am the board president this
Okay.
year. I've been with the organization, this is my 4th year.
Okay.
Been blessed to serve in a couple different roles, and just happened to be this year I'm the board president, and it's really the role of the CASA board to make sure that our wonderful staff has the resources they need to get those volunteers, and that our organization is well staffed and prepared for the future.
Very, very cool. Oh, this is so smooth. So how long have you been with Kraft?
7 years now.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
This is awesome.
Great place to work for, too. His family really cares about the clients, of course, but it's also very nice to work for a place that cares about the employees.
Very cool. All right, so does this vehicle have a lot of the safety features and auto sensing that some of the others do?
It does. It has everything that's current technology these days. It's got the blind spot monitors on both sides of the car.
Okay.
So it can alert you when there's a car beside you may not be aware of it through the mirrors.
All right.
It's also got the ability to adjust its speed in traffic if you have your cruise control set.
Gotcha.
And that's wonderful because I've lived in Lynchburg all my life, and there's no shortage of drivers who can find ways to surprise you.
That's a great way of putting it. So, folks, tell us, where can folks get in touch with CASA, and how can they become a volunteer?
Yeah, so they can get in touch with us through our website, which is cvcasa.org. They can get in touch with us through our Facebook page, our Instagram page, or just call us directly.
Okay.
But our volunteers have to go through what's called an information session before they can move forward in the process. And an information session just kind of lets you know what it looks like to be a CASA volunteer, lets you know what is expected out of our volunteers, what the volunteer role looks like.
Okay.
We have one coming up starting February the 8th.
All right.
We have an information session at our downtown office, and it's about an hour long. There's no obligation, and it just, like I said, it just lets you know exactly what that looks like and how you will be able to advocate for a child.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to be driving hands-free as well.
For the most part, I am going to have my hand on the wheel because
Yeah.
the car is not real happy if you don't touching the wheel.
Yeah.
However, it's going to put slight electronic impulse into the steering for me to keep me in my lane.
Okay.
And right now I've got the cruise control set, and of course it's the adaptive cruise control, so it's got the ability to bring the car to a complete stop.
So it's auto correcting the speed
Mhm.
all by itself.
Yes, sir. And it's doing the same thing. As you can see, we're behind a nice Jeep right now.
Yeah.
So as we come up on this car, I'm not touching anything.
Wow.
It's to a nice smooth stop.
You didn't touch the brakes at all.
Not at all.
This is
Don't
amazing.
need to.
Look at this. We came to a complete stop. He's not touching the brakes.
My feet are right here on the floor.
Wow.
Isn't that nice?
This is really, really cool.
The convenience of this is it doesn't replace you as a driver,
Yeah.
but it just helps you not get into trouble.
Yeah.
If someone was to pull out and stop very quickly in front of you, the car's going to warn you, and then it's going to react and try to help
Yeah.
not have a crash.
Yeah, I am so interested in seeing the data, 10 years from now,
Mhm.
to see what this new technology does to the crash rates, the injury rates, the death rates from collisions.
Right.
I'm really, really interested to see what that data looks like over the next 10 years or so.
I agree. It could be very, very eye-opening. If nothing else, this kind of technology will keep out fender benders and things like that.
Yeah.
I had my cruise speed set for 35, and
Okay.
once the vehicles in front of us took off, all I had to do was touch the gas pedal, and the car responds. And I'm still trying to get back up to my 45 speed limit,
Yeah.
but vehicles in front of us are going slower, so we're matching their speed right now.
Sure. This is awesome.
Mhm.
Now, Kelly, what does a CASA volunteer specifically do?
So the most important thing that a CASA volunteer does is visit the child twice a month. So everybody in this child's life has let them down, so we do not want to be the one that does that again. So
Okay.
it's very important that our volunteers visit with that child, see where that child is, and just what goes on in their day-to-day life at least twice a month. Build a relationship with them so that that child knows that they can trust them.
Okay.
Another thing that they do is monitor whatever the judge orders. If there's classes that need to be attended, if there's medical needs, if there's school needs, they're monitoring all those things. They're also investigating. They're investigating what the safest placement is for this child, because the result that we want is a safe and permanent home for the child.
Okay.
So they are investigating everybody involved. They're investigating where they live. They're investigating their biological parents, foster parents, anybody that they are associated with, the grandparents, any family members. They can talk to their doctors, their teachers, all of those things. So those are really important parts of the role.
Okay. Kind of the eyes and ears of the court system.
Absolutely.
Who makes a really, really good candidate to become a CASA?
Somebody with time availability.
Okay.
You don't have to have any kind of training before you come in. We do all that. We have training classes that you'll go through. But it's just somebody who has time available, because it's about 3 to 5 hours per week that you're going to put in on this volunteer role.
All right. Fire drill time.
Oh, like I lost the fire drill. I burned or something. I didn't budge.
You lost the fire drill.
I lost the
Tim is going to be our driver now.
Yes.
Make sure I go back to my
Doesn't he
my
look
driver's
cool, though, too, in
education.
his
All right.
movie?
Well, here.
I
gotta
It's fully adjustable if you need to move this
Let's see.
thing.
put my seatbelt on here.
Laid back.
Lower left side.
Lean
He's
back.
like laid back.
All right, we got our steering wheel adjusted.
All
Checking
right.
the mirrors here. We're going to make
Check.
sure those are.
Yeah.
The rear view.
Check the rear view.
There you go.
Hi.
All right, all sides of the vehicle are clear. I'm now going to put her in the drive.
Are you sure? Well, there's a sheriff coming. Oh no! Oh no! They're here. Oh. Oh hi. Hi.
I'm sorry about that warrant.
There's no warrant. There really is no warrant. No, none. Tim joining us. President Tim.
President Tim.
President King.
President King.
It's a bit formal. You can just call me El Presidente.
El Presidente. So, well, we're going to want to get your impressions of this wonderful vehicle in just a few minutes. But you had off camera, you had some really, really good points and some things that CASA needs, and one of those is some strong male role models in the life of a child.
Right. So, I think it's not just a Virginia issue. I'd say kind of national. CASA overall at times struggles with it, but we certainly are in need of male advocates.
Okay.
About 50% of the kids that we serve are young men and boys, whereas only about 18% of our volunteers are men.
Wow.
So it's always important to get men involved in the process, and we've got some great male advocates now.
Okay.
School teachers, coaches are always great, but really just any guy out there that wants to impact the life of a child that's got the time is a great advocate candidate.
That's fantastic. Now, you had also mentioned something about CASA of Central Virginia. It has some impressive statistics.
We do. So we are now the second largest CASA program in the state of Virginia.
Okay.
We served 357 kids last year with less advocates than the third largest CASA program in the state. So that's huge news. We're impacting numerous lives in the Central Virginia region, but at the same time, we could be doing more. If you think about 357 children served, and yet still so many more on a waiting list.
Yeah.
A lot of times that leads to advocates getting overwhelmed or taking on multiple cases. So, again, that kind of highlights the need for volunteer advocates.
Okay.
But at the same time, there are so many other ways to impact those lives and be a part of CASA without necessarily being an advocate. You may not have, as Kelly mentioned earlier, for advocates, we'll look at people that's got the time, that wants to impact these children's lives directly. But if you don't have the time, and yet such a worthy cause, there are so many other ways to get plugged in. We're always having various fundraiser events and activities.
Okay.
We always need help. We have various committees through the board. There's serviceship through the board. So such an amazing cause that we can always find ways to get willing individuals plugged in.
Man.
Kelly.
Don't get bad angles of me.
I will get only great, way up high
Is there
angles.
such thing as a bad angle?
No. And this is 4K, so there's nothing.
Okay, look, I
like-
don't even need to look backwards.
Okay, not like everything will show.
Back.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you got the rear camera.
It looks like HD.
It is. All right, so Kelly, how did you have a number of events that Tim had mentioned, one of which is the CASA Superhero Run. How did that go?
That went so well. It was so much fun. It was the first time that I was involved in it this year,
Okay.
and it was one of the best days. And I went into a slight depression after it was over. I
Aw.
can't wait for it to start again. I'm
Wow.
so excited. We're having a meeting about it soon, and I can't wait.
Nice.
But we
Well-
do have some upcoming events.
Yeah,
I can talk
please
about.
tell us about those.
So we have in April, we
Okay.
will have Casablanca coming up, which is a really nice event. It's like a gala at the Virginian.
Okay.
And then we will also have our shoe sale coming up, April the 25th.
And that's always a big draw.
That's always a big draw. I've never been to it, so I'm interested to see
Okay.
how that goes.
I was the designated person that would carry the luggage. Okay, ladies actually bring luggage, and guys, to put the shoes in once they purchase them. I was one of the designated luggage carriers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a shoe. I can't lie. I love good shoes. They make or break an outfit, so
Yeah.
should be a good time. We also have April is Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Okay.
So we have a lot of things coming up in April.
Very, very cool. And just the work that your organization does is tremendous, and who you serve also equally important.
It is, and it's a life that a child can do nothing to change their situation.
Right.
You know, so that's what just amazes me when I think about being in a situation where you're being abused, you're being neglected, and you can do nothing to change it.
It's a shame.
And the fear that you must feel and the loneliness that you must feel. And that's why I'm so amazed by the work that CASA does and the work that our volunteers do, because they are literally working with the most vulnerable life and changing their life forever.
And Kelly, for more information on where folks can contact you, if they're interested in becoming a volunteer, or if they just want to learn more information about the organization or some of the fundraisers, want to make a donation, where do folks go?
They go to www.cvcasa.org,
Okay.
and you can also visit our Facebook page. We always have a lot of information on that as well.
Okay, great. And Tim, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Sir, thank you.
My pleasure.
Where do
Thank you.
folks get in touch with you?
They can call me here at the store at Billy Craft Honda. They can also text me, email me, a lot of different ways. I've got a Facebook page, Cool Hand Luke,
Nice.
vehicle consultant.
We want to thank Billy Craft Honda for sponsoring test drive interviews. You can check us out each and every weekday on the radio, on the Mike Show, 93.7 KHF. You can also get our best of bits on the Radio 434 app. You can follow our social media. You can watch every one of these test drive interviews on The Mike Show VA. That's The Mike Show VA, no spaces. Facebook and our YouTube channel. You can watch all the test drive interviews, including this one. And you can follow the show as well, and we'll give you tips and all kinds of really, really cool things that are going on. Heads up about some great stuff going on around town. For test drive interviews, this is Mike. Thanks for watching.